The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
New Green Day, Brian and Kenzie on Q101. And continuing this conversation about Dave & Buster's will now let you gamble on arcade games. Again, it's not active right now. In the next few months, it'll be at all their shops, including the ones here locally. We've got 5 of them. We've got Rosemont, Orland Park, Addison, Vernon Hills, and the new one in Schaumburg, which we did a cool opening event. Lauren did that one. Good time. So you can bet on the games against other people on the app. So they have a new feature on the app. I don't even have the Dave & Buster's app, so now I'm going to download it because me being the gambling degenerate that I am, I'm going to put that next to my DraftKings app in my folder on my phone. And
Do you have a gambling folder?
Yes.
That's good.
I haven't even figured out folders for all the pictures of my daughter, Harper, that I want to separate, and I've got the gambling app folder on my phone.
Nice and organized.
Hey, DraftKings, there you go. So I talked about my elite skill on the 2-minute drill, but a lot of people checking in on this story, that whether it's a good idea or a bad idea. Some people think, of course, like Case, it's going to start a generation of gambling addicts. Now, you do have to be 18 or older. I want to make that clear. You have to be 18 or older to be able to gamble when this starts at Dave & Buster's.
Do you trust an 18-year-old to make a smart decision?
I do.
Wow.
I'm a big fan of Gen Z.
Famously.
Yeah.
That's what you're known for.
Those are your people. You're 25. Those are your people.
Exactly. I don't trust them.
You don't trust 18-year-olds.
I don't trust 25. I'm 25. I don't trust 25-year-olds.
Well, that's your lens through the world. Mm-hmm. This lens of distrust.
Yeah, and you, Mr. Optimism, Mr. Trustworthy.
Well, and some people agree with Kenzie that it shouldn't be for kids. There should be some kind of limit. Now, I didn't know this. Did you say, Kenzie, someone texted them there used to be an age limit at Dave & Buster's?
Yeah, like it was originally designed for adults. There was age limits. Some, I think it varied. Like some locations were after a certain time.
Yeah.
So like after 8 p.m. or something, right? Like there were, you had to be 21 plus and stuff like that. But it was completely designed to be a kid's getaway. It was like, let your inner kid come out because you have to deal with kids. That was the whole concept.
Right.
And now there's kids' birthday parties. It's like, what is going on? There's kids' birthday parties everywhere.
Yeah, but you gotta think though. Going into Dave & Buster's when you were a kid was like, that's what heaven must be like. That's what it is. This is it. I can die here.
But like, there's a lot of options for kids already to play games. That's the point. Mm. This was the one option that they weren't
for
allowed.
You.
Yes. Can we have one thing?
Just one thing.
One thing.
Also, somebody checked in that worked at Chuck E. Cheese. A 45-year-old guy says, I have the record on the 2-minute drill, so I'll take you on that. That's my people right there. I went to a 30-year-old girl's birthday party at Chuck E. Cheese. You know, Chuck E. Cheese.
30-year-old girl? I think it was worded right.
A 30-year-old. It was her 30th birthday party.
She was a woman.
Woman's 30th
and she was a woman.
Yeah.
Yep.
Were you dating her?
No.
Okay.
But they serve beer at Chuck E. Cheese, you know.
It makes sense.
I'm just saying that you said it was all for kids.
I know you've been to Chuck E. Cheese, but the parents could use a drink.
Yeah, clearly.
What was your relationship with her that you were at her 30th birthday party at Chuck E. Cheese and not dating her?
Just a friend.
Why was her party at Chuck E. Cheese?
Because she thought it'd be fun, and it was. Why can't I be friends with a woman?
I don't know.
Were you with Megan?
No, this is way before that.
Yeah, okay. You're trying to sleep with her.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
Well, yesterday at the end of the show, we made the announcement that you were waiting for Picnic 2024. So stoked about it, happening Friday. It's actually, so here's the thing. Usually we say one date with Picnic. Not today. So Friday, June 14th, Saturday, June 15th, Sunday, June 16th. It is Picnic at this Taste of Randolph, one of the most iconic, best festivals in Chicago, and taking it to the streets. And so Chicago, and by the way, it's free in this situation. And Kenzie's going to explain a little bit more about that in a second. But this is what, we all talk about the most. When we talk to you guys, whether we're on the air, whether it's through text, whether it's DMs, is no money for concerts. There's too many good shows coming, and I can't go to all of them. I got to pick and choose. So we're giving it in a way where you can just have a blast at the classic Chicago Street Festival, see big bands, have a good time, try great food, breweries, even bring your kid if you want to. And it's not going to make you have to make a decision. You can go one of these days and have a blast. So you've got Case, why don't you do some of the bands? Why don't you go through the bands, Case?
Yeah, of course. So the Beaches are one of the big bands we're bringing in this year. They had a song called Blame Brett. You can hear that on Q101.com, or on Q101, really. That blew up last summer. They've been riding a wave of momentum. They haven't been to Chicago, I don't think, since the fall. So, like, for myself, I'm a huge fan of this band. This will be my first chance to see them. And then, of course, our locals. Local H, Sincere Engineer, Lucky Boys Confusion, and this band Freako, who just sold out the Metro last month for their record release show. I interviewed them. That interview's on Q101's YouTube channel. So much great music. More bands than we've had play Picnic maybe ever, especially in a number of years. And they're all so Chicago and so great.
Yeah, you got Phantom Planet in there, too. Back in the day, and they got like School of Rock going to be opening up every day. It's I cannot wait for this weekend coming up here in June.
No, I feel like it's going to be such a vibe. I'm excited because now, like, my kids can even come to Picnic.
Hell yeah.
And, like, we have good food and everything. So it is a free show. If you've ever been to Taste Randolph, they always ask for donations. The suggested donation is $10. I did not know this. I actually learned this. I have not donated before, and that's my bad. I was unaware of the donation policy. And I also didn't know why. I'm like, what are we doing? Because when I go in, I buy stuff, right? So I didn't get it. But it actually is really cool. It goes towards like the local business stuff in the West Loop. Like it keeps it clean, goes towards the businesses. So it's like a helping out community thing. And I think that that's kind of like the name of the game this year is being like Chicago AF. Okay, so Chicago bands, the best street festival, which is obviously filled with Chicago restaurants, just like that type of local experience. And then on top of that, we do some big shows. Like obviously we have our Twisted Christmas, and those are ticket sales, your marquee. We do that, and so I think that what was cool about this is it's like the other end of the spectrum of like family friendly, free, just a totally different environment, right?
Yeah.
More of a hangout with our listeners, which is really fun. We don't have that vibe where we get to hang out with them a lot. So also just hanging out, we get food with listeners, like do that vibe. And it kind of helped us encompass like everything now. We have like that big show that you're saving up for that's like maybe even a Christmas present, that Tuesday Christmas. And this is more like that way all of our listeners can come. And that was really important to us because the Q101 family is like legit a family. Listeners are diehard. They've been around. We wanted everybody to participate. And I think that's what's really fun about this. But I get a lot of texts on this text line, like hundreds a day. And people have said, like, I wish I could afford to go to a show. I hope I win because I can. And now to just be like, I'll see you there to everybody is really fun.
Yeah. Yeah. Also days you can choose because some people like say, I got to work. I've heard that all the time. Every year you go to a picnic, either got to work or I can't afford it. This one you can. And we could all hang out and have a blast seeing amazing bands, the best food, great breweries. And you meet people that you might not meet normally at the street festivals in Chicago. That's what I go to nearly every one I can go to. And it's great. We can bring Harper and just have a good time. So Picnic at the Taste of Randolph. All the information on Q101.com. And, of course, all of our socials. Make sure you give us a follow, and we'll see you at Picnic.
Brian and Kenzie.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. 20 years ago today. It's one of these weird things that you think was maybe 4 years ago, 7 years ago. 20 years ago, fashion changed. And also, this was a pivotal event in history and also became a tragic event in history. And we're talking about the story of Lance Armstrong. Now, what was 20 years ago was the introduction of those Live Strong bracelets, which if you've never heard of them, don't know what's going on with it, maybe you saw it on one of those MTV shows like the 2000s or the A&E ones, whatever, when they go back on it. The Live Strong bracelet were the yellow silicone wristbands that said Live Strong on them. And they were created for funding purposes of cancer research. And Lance Armstrong, the famous biker, ended up getting cancer, and this was his thing. The Live Strong bracelet was something that I remember everybody, anywhere I went, was wearing a Live Strong bracelet. I didn't wear one because I just don't like things on my wrists. Just it's a thing. It's a me thing. It's a texture thing. I just feel like I'm claustrophobic. And I think when those things, I tried one because I wanted to be cool like everybody else.
Well, maybe you wanted to donate to a good cause, or did you just want to be cool?
Wanted to be cool.
I wanted to be cool more than that's
definitely what Brian wanted.
But I'm fine donating to good causes. Why do I have to wear the wristband? But everybody had one. Everybody wore the Live Strong bracelet that I know. And the fall from grace, of course, was that Lance Armstrong was always considered somebody that possibly doped on the biking tour, did the steroids, did some kind of performance enhancement stuff, which a lot of people did in that sport did. And then he got cancer and started this to support people. And, I mean, I think this thing raised hundreds of millions of dollars for cancer research.
Yes, it did.
I mean, they were everywhere. Did you wear one, Case?
I did.
Wow.
Did you?
I
Were you like 3 with a bracelet?
No, because they made a resurgence like right before the
Like
scandal came
hipsters,
out.
or like, these are cool.
A little bit. But I also am like Brian, I hate wearing any form of jewelry, but I wanted to fit in. I thought maybe a Live Strong bracelet would help me make friends. It did not.
I was going to say, did it?
No, it failed miserably.
Yeah.
But I can at least hit the pillow every night knowing that I gave to a good cause.
Sure.
He was crying. He's lying.
Why doesn't anybody like me for my Live Strong bracelet? Side note, Dan the Reptile Man checked in and said, in my high school, we made ones that said Live Stone.
That's awesome. That's fantastic. I love kids sometimes. They're so funny.
I love kids sometimes.
They're just so funny.
Oh, that's great. But this was a real big deal as far as fashion, because then everybody made bracelets after this thing of whatever cause it was. I remember seeing people with like 7 different bracelets on their arm for different things.
You know what, Brian? That's a good point. Bracelets are not what they used to be.
No.
Thank
Because,
God.
like, Kenzie, did you, when you were in high school, maybe or junior high, did your school get taken over by the I Love Boobies bracelets?
Okay, here's the deal.
You know what those are, by the way?
Yes.
Okay.
What do you think?
I don't-
How stupid.
I've never seen an I Love Boobies bracelet.
Have you not?
I have not.
Because you would have bought it.
I would have been all on board with that one.
And somebody would have told you what it meant later. You're like, oh my God. I was just saying this. No, so I felt like kids' arms started looking like they went to a lot of clubs in one night.
Yeah.
Like there was a million rubber bracelets. I hated rubber bracelets.
Me too.
They ruined all of my outfits. I'm not wearing this. This looks like crap.
Yeah.
Like, it bothered me so much. I never got involved. I understand they raised money for people, and I appreciate that, but I did not. I would have rather given money and not worn it. I was not a fan. But I'm serious. People, like, it's like, okay, you have like these wristbands going from your wrist to your elbow. Like, you look insane. How many causes? You know, like it bothers me.
Well, what I'm saying is I would see that and go, those are the cool people. Like those are people that had all the stuff on, and I wanted to be one of them, and I just couldn't do it because I couldn't handle the texture of a bracelet. And I just
the texture?
You're so fragile.
It just was like claustrophobic to me. I felt like I wanted to get it off. As soon as it was on me, I was like, ugh, this is terrible. I hate this feeling. And they go, leave it on, you'll forget it's there. And I would go, I can't forget it's there.
That was another thing. Because people were like showering and stuff with those.
You did not take them off. Yeah, ever.
Gross.
I know.
Where those bands have been? That's disgusting.
Well, I guess in theory, the soap cleaned up the bracelet, right? The rubber bracelet.
You would hope so.
I'd hope so.
But wait, so real quick, Brian, you said you don't know what the I Love Boobies bracelets were?
I did not ever. I know I'm a little older than you, so was that a big thing in 2005, 6, 7?
Like, a little bit later than that. That was a huge thing. It was right around like post Live Strong, but still when people wanted to wear bracelets for good causes.
Yeah.
And they were these bracelets that you would normally buy at Zoomies, the mall skate shop.
Right.
And they were these big, thick plastic wristbands, bracelets that said I Love Boobies on them, and they were to raise money for breast cancer research.
Okay.
But everybody wanted to wear them because when you were 13, you loved boobies.
Right.
It was awesome.
Or 33
I
or
was saying, you
43.
outgrown that case?
I mean, I don't know what age you outgrow that.
That's true.
Okay, so it was also a cancer charity. There's I Love Boobies. Okay, I get it. But Lance Armstrong, going back to him now with the Live Strong, boy, those things were huge until they weren't because of his fall from grace when he was accused of taking steroids. Here was actually part of his comeback when he kind of felt like he won. And I won because I finally convinced everybody I don't do steroids, don't do drugs. This was that deep commercial he did.
The critics say I'm arrogant, a doper, a fraud, that I couldn't let it go. They can say whatever they want. I'm not back on my bike for them.
Yeah, I'm on it for me. Shortly after that, he went on Oprah and contradicted everything he said right there.
Why? What do you say?
Let's start with the questions that people around the world have been waiting for you to answer. And for now, I'd just like a yes or no. Did you ever take banned substances to enhance your cycling performance?
Yes.
No hesitation there. Yes. Yes, I did.
In the commercial, he said that they were rumors. He didn't say the rumors were false.
But at that time, he was fighting. He kept saying no all the time. He would say, I've never taken anything, never done any of this.
This is a hot take that no one's going to agree with. I don't think it's any of our business.
Well, it's a sport and you can't take steroids. I mean, you can't do that. He cheated.
Did he cheat?
He cheated.
Don't you think that a lot of other people were cheating? So was he just kind of keeping up? Was he still the best on steroids?
He was very good on steroids.
But what I'm saying is, if everyone else is also on steroids, then it's back to being equal.
Well, then you're back to why isn't Sammy Sosa? Why doesn't he have a statue out front of Wrigley Field?
And he should.
He should have one.
I stand by that.
I agree. But Lance Armstrong shouldn't have a statue at all.
I would also like to argue what he did was the definition of cheating. Kenzie asked if it was cheating. It is textbook example.
It's absolutely cheating. And even if everybody else is doing it, you weren't supposed to do it. You know what I mean?
He was supposed to be a role model.
And there were people just like steroids in baseball.
He's still a role model.
No, he's not.
Okay.
He's not a role model. Now,
that takes a lot of dedication. You can't just, if you go home and inject yourself with steroids, Brian, you're not going to be able to do what he did. Do you know what I'm saying?
You should try, though.
I've always wanted to try steroids.
I know. We should get on steroids.
I've always wanted to try it.
Can we do that?
How about you guys do good at the weight loss challenge first?
Maybe it'll help.
Yeah, I'd rather just do steroids.
I know.
Here's more, by the way, of Lance Armstrong from that Oprah interview.
Yes or no? Was one of those banned substances EPO?
Yes.
What's EPO?
It was illegal. That was one of the substances that he took, the performance
what is
enhancing.
it?
I don't know exactly what it is, but I know it's a performance enhancing drug.
Okay.
So it definitely helped him out and helped him cheat.
Did you ever blood dope or use blood transfusions to enhance your cycling performance?
Yes.
So basically he's saying you cheated every way you can in this situation.
Blood transfusions, how does that work?
Same deal. He's putting something in there to...
Like someone else's blood who's really good?
I honestly don't know exactly what it was. I don't remember
like
at the time.
Like a faster person's blood? How does that work?
That'd be amazing.
Now I'm just curious.
Yeah.
I'm not even mad at him. I'm learning things.
Jeez.
Did you ever use any other banned substances like testosterone, cortisone, or human growth hormone?
Yes.
What didn't you use?
I mean, he's a straight shooter.
Well, he knew he was busted here, and he went on Oprah because you go on Oprah and you cry, people feel sympathetic to you. That's what happened back then.
I mean, it's cancer.
This is about the drugging, though. This is not about the cancer.
Yes or no? In all 7 of your Tour de France victories, did you ever take banned substances or blood dope?
Yes.
All his titles, he was doping.
Another very short answer. He's just right to the point.
Well, she says yes or no, Case.
Yeah.
She's telling him he's not allowed to explain himself.
I guess.
In your opinion, was it humanly possible to win the Tour de France without doping 7 times in a row?
Not in my opinion.
Yeah, I knew
Let's start with the
nope.
questions.
I knew he was going to say, nope, not possible.
So is it not possible because everyone else is on drugs, so you have to also be on drugs? Or is it not possible because physically you have to be on drugs to be able to do that?
Well, a little of both. I think because that sport is littered with people blood doping, and it's been that way since it began. I mean, the Tour de France, like you said, you're riding 150 miles in the mountains. Try riding the lakefront out here when there's like just a little bit of a hill. I mean, it's tough.
This is what I mean by
but
steroids are going to have different effects on both of you.
Yeah, but he said the point is that he couldn't have won it all, any of the 7 without doping, where other people, most likely have, or, maybe they were, who knows? Because it's just like baseball with the Sammy Sosa McGuire situation. No one knows for sure. I kind of know for sure in a situation on that. But either way, he was a disgrace to the sport and all that going through. Now, he did
Like everyone else was doing it.
Yeah, but that doesn't make it right.
I know it doesn't make it right, but everyone else was doing it. This is very similar to like A-Rod's on TV and Sammy Sosa's treated like crap. Well, everyone was doing it. And he's still good. It doesn't make him not good.
I understand.
It's not like
but he lied
that much of a super drug.
But he lied over and over again about it. He lied and lied and lied. Like those other guys used to dance around it. Like even Sosa or McGuire, they never said no specifically. They would dance around the subject a little bit. I mean, it was a big fall from grace.
I don't know. The commercial, do you have the commercial up still?
Yeah.
Let me hear it.
Let me see here.
I want to hear it.
The critics say I'm arrogant. A doper. A fraud. That I couldn't let it go. They can say whatever they want. I'm not back on my bike. For them.
Hey, that's a dance route if I've ever heard one. He didn't deny anything.
But that's
he's like, this is what they say.
That's his presentation of it. But he was in interviews back in that
and
day.
He goes, they can say whatever they want.
So you're coming out.
He's probably kind of like, they can say that.
So you're coming out with Lance Armstrong as a hero.
Yeah, everyone's being such a hater.
Because he was the biggest cheater in the history of sports.
You could do steroids for a year and you would not be able to do the Tour de France.
Bull crap. I could win the Tour de France if I did steroids for a year.
You better start steroids today. And a year from now, whatever the race is, you have to do it. I bet you can't even complete it on steroids
I'm
for
a good
year.
biker, by the way. I already have a base. I'm a good biker.
You just said you struggle on Lakeshore.
I'm saying most people do, not me. I didn't say me.
Oh, yeah.
He doesn't struggle. He's not
Nothing
like
you.
other people.
That's
You're
right.
practically Lance Armstrong.
That's right.
I want to see Brian in the outfit more than anything.
Oh, I can't wear that outfit.
You're going to wear baggy shorts when
Is
you
it
run
his
the Tour de
camo
France?
pants on the
I'm
Tour de
gonna wear
France?
baggy shorts. I'll wear a tank top, have my Oakleys. I ain't wearing those skin tight
A
stuff.
backwards baseball hat.
That's right.
Like a real man.
That's right.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
We're about 9 minutes away from your next chance to get to the Bottle Rock Napa Valley Fest, Q101 Fest. You'll see Pearl Jam, Queens of the Stone Age, The Offspring, Cannons, Cold War Kids. What a lineup. You also, just for qualifying, get to Riot Fest. So that's coming up at 9 a.m. right here with Brian and Kenzie on Q101. First, it's Gil Curtis.
This is not headline news. It's May, and May is Homeschool Awareness Month. Homeschool, where the bully is always the older brother. Jelly Roll says his celebrity crush is Taylor Swift, as in she's the celebrity he would totally crush if they did the dirty. The American Lung Association says the Los Angeles Long Beach area has the highest ozone and particle pollution in the country. No coincidence, Los Angeles Long Beach is the home of Snoop Dogg's Bong. And Walmart is closing their healthcare centers. That'll be the last time I read the words Walmart and health in the same sentence. This is not headline news.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.